the last week, we have taken a wallet from around $5,000 to about $30,000, opening 2 trades, one on Zeus and one on a coin called Candlezilla. Both ended up doing a 2x on Candlezilla and a 6x on Zeus, currently going to go way higher. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I found these coins early, how I was able to identify them, and why I think these coins are going to run way higher in the future. Now, if you want to be able to find trades like this, then just watch the rest of the video where I'll be walking you through the exact process I took so that you can repeat it on the next trades. Let's go. Welcome to another video. So in this video, like I said, we're going to be covering the 2 trades that I took, turning basically $5,000 into around $30,000, which is right here. So obviously the majority of this came from the trade on Zeus, which did around a 6x. I currently have around 15.5k left, which I think is probably going to double from here at least and be around $30,000 in the next couple of days. And I have scaled out around $6,000 in profit. Now I also have this trade open, which we called out a couple days ago, I believe, when time of recording this. So I bought 8.7k, I've sold 2.9k, and I have basically almost $9,000 left with $3,000 in profit on that trade currently. Now, this was obviously more like 5k, but I want to explain how I found the coin, both coins, and why I think this is actually extremely undervalued starting here, and then we'll go and talk about Zeus. The coin Candlezilla comes from this project, Candle. Now, a lot of you guys probably aren't going to know what Candle is because it's not the biggest project, but it is actually backed and was at least worked on by Meteora and Meow, who runs Jupiter. So they were the ones that ended up launching it, and there is like some relation. You can even see here like Meow's commenting on the launch, and obviously he has a ton of pull in the space. So immediately, even when Candle launched, which we got into earlier this year, I was extremely bullish on Candle, the actual coin, which was a trade we ended up taking. Now, Candle is only sitting at basically a $15 million FDV. So I think this is probably worth, give or take, 30% of the value of Candle. So it should be worth, in my opinion, at minimum 4.5 mil to make it make sense. Now, keep in mind that memes obviously run harder than the actual chain itself. And the reason being is that because the memes are a lot more liquid, they're a lot more volatile. They're obviously like way smaller market cap, but I think for this to be of fair value, it should be at least 4.5 million and even 10 million, because I also think the value of Candle is realistically should be valued a lot more than 15 million. So I think these are going to go up in tandem. And so it's actually a longer trade. And the reason that Candle is even doing well is because it was the first coin to launch on the Candle launchpad. So they had a launchpad. This was the first coin to launch, and it actually got CTO'd. Now, this is the important part. So CTO'd means it's a community takeover. So someone that owned the coin ended up taking over the project. Now, why is this important? How do you find this out? How do you do that research? So on Twitter, this guy named Tyrell, the Crypto King, who I haven't talked to him, but I knew he was a part of Luke Belmar's group, and pretty connected. And I can also see that on another Twitter account that I follow, and on Instagram, he has a ton of mutual followers with people I follow. So there was a lot of big people that were following him, and you can see there's a lot of like people that owned Moonping that were aping in here. So that's like probably a cabal loading up. He's streaming 24/7, so his name is on this. He's also pretty big on Instagram and YouTube as well. So he has around 80k followers on YouTube. He has 40k followers here, 40k followers on YouTube, really connected to other big influencers like Marius. And he CTO'd it. So this is like his name is now all over this fucking coin. Now, why is that important? Well, for 2 reasons. Number 1, if you're an influencer, if people know you, if people watch your videos and you give them bad calls and you lose them money, your name gets tarnished. Now, some people in crypto don't care. I think he's a person that does care based on the content that I've seen from him. I think he's pretty connected. And also keep in mind, the higher the coin goes, the more money he also makes. So it's of everyone's best interest, right? Him, the affiliate marketers, which are holders, and also the Candle team for the coin to do well. Now, for the Candle team, this is also important because it's the first coin that launched on their launchpad. The first coin that launched on their launchpad, they're going to want the coin to do well, or else the whole launchpad looks like shit. You don't want to have a launchpad where coins launch and then they all lose money, right? That's why Binance is so much fun, because it's like, okay, well, everything that launches on Binance now is actually dog shit. And so no one wants to bid things that are being launched on Binance. And so now you have the opportunity here to just be able to see, okay, is this launchpad good? If it is good, the first token that launched on Candle should reflect that in price. We bought in around $1 million. I did buy some in the dip. It's 3.5K in profit, like I said before. I would not be surprised for this to turn into a $20 million P&L, to be completely honest with you. Because I think it goes way higher. Because I also think that candle, again, goes higher, and that works in tandem. Very similar to like WIF and Solana, like in the same sense where the meme is going to run harder than the actual chain, and it should be a percentage of the meme, and so, or percentage of the chain, sorry. So if like WIF was, or Solana was like just like 2 billion, then I would expect WIF to probably be like 200 million, like 1% of the chain. Now, obviously this is a different story because it's a launch pad, it's the first token. So like those numbers aren't going to be exactly the same, but for this, I would expect it to be worth 10 to 30% of the candle FDV. And so for this case, like I said, it should be around $4.5 million right now. So this is at least 2 to 3x in here left. And I think honestly a lot more. You can also see that a lot of other people were tweeting about it. He's pretty well connected again. And so I think he's also connected to the candle team, which makes me bullish here. And he's obviously a pretty good trader from everything that looks like it. So I'm pretty confident in this play. You can also see other people are tweeting about it. And if you go and you hover over Axiom here, you can go and see, okay, well, who else is talking about the coin? So there's a couple guys here, but the important thing here is the narrative and the person behind it. So the narrative is that it's the first coin on new launchpad, and it's also on CTO'd by someone that has a lot of influence and a lot of pull that can do good marketing. And so obviously, like if Candle dies out, I highly doubt that this coin will do well, but I think this is going to do well. So in tandem, I think that Candlezilla should do well as well. Now, in terms of the trade that I have open on Zeus, you can see that this is around $26,000. This wallet was literally started with like 5K in it. Some of the like 1K went into Keta, and then that absolutely exploded. And then Zeus, a couple K went in there, and then did a 6X. And so I've taken out around $6,000, and I have 15K left in the Zeus chart. The reason for this is because there was a PvP going on. So when we called Zeus a long time ago in the Discord at around 5.5 mil, there was a PvP going on. And so I called this out at 5.5 mil, and I also called the other Zeus here at like 1.8 to 2 mil. So by multiples, one did a 5X, one did a 6X, both did really good. Both look strong. I have stronger conviction on the other Zeus, which I think is going to do better. I believe this Zeus is not the original one. So this is the original at $26 million. And so what happened was at launch, they were basically PvPing, which means there's two launches that are basically going against each other, and one's trying to vamp the other. And so vamp is the new launch is basically trying to kill the old launch. And I guess technically the old launch would be trying to kill, the new launch. And so basically they're trying to say who's going to be the winner of these two coins that have the same meta, the same narrative on the same chain, being Zeus, like who's going to be the winner, right? So sometimes two coins launch around the same narrative, and then there's obviously like one winner. And so here, I think that this Zeus will be the winner, which will make it pump a lot more because all the money in the other Zeus should be flowing out and coming into this one inevitably once this one is proven to be the winner, which I think it will be. And that's the reason why I still have my position open in this one and not the other one. And if you actually look at something like Pepe and you realize that this is Pepe's dog and it's maybe a beta play to Pepe, I don't think being up here in the 30, 40, 50 million is really that unreasonable of a price target here. I think it makes sense. I think it's a strong narrative that's catching on. Now, this is obviously more of a cabal play, something more along the lines of like Lofi, a Brett, of Trust, of Hood. Like this is more of a cabal play, but people need to understand like the cabal plays are totally fine. The cabal plays are actually one of the best ways to make money in crypto, and that's because you have a bunch of influencers and affiliate markers all pushing one coin, which is essentially what you want as someone buying the coin. Why? Because it gives it the greatest probability and greatest chance of it going up in the future. The way that the price increases is because everybody collectively agrees that something has value and something is a narrative. Yes, Bitcoin has a whole bunch of reasons to be worth millions of dollars in the future, but a strong reason why it will be worth millions of dollars in the future is because everybody will collectively agree that it is going to be worth that in the future, which obviously completely different to coins and narratives and memes, but in the same sense that coins that do well have very strong affiliate marketers where everybody comes together and agrees that this is the new meta, this is the new wave, this is the new token, this is the new meme. And then that basically allows them to collectively decide that this is the token that's going to be pushed, and then other people tend to agree. And then once the flywheel starts, you have big influencers pushing it, you have the team pushing it, you have marketing pushing it, and then you also have people that bought into the coin anywhere along here, shilling it to their friends as affiliate marketers that are also pushing the coin. And then that's how you get coins like Toshi, Brett, Lofi, Hood, all these coins that go to $100 million plus market caps, because you have a lot of affiliate marketers that are pushing the coins because everybody wants the coin to go up from the price that they enter. And so the only way that coins get to hundreds of millions of dollars in market caps is because there is a strong narrative that this coin will be worth substantially more in the future than it is right now. So what would that narrative be here? Okay, here, that narrative would be that this is a beta play to Pepe. Pepe is worth $6 billion, I believe. Yeah, it's worth $6 billion. So it makes sense that a beta play to Pepe would be worth a fraction of $6 billion, which, what is that fraction? I don't know, but I think $100 million is a small enough fraction where it's a good enough narrative that would catch on, that makes sense to a lot of people. So effectively, anyone buying in under $100 million has a lot of upside. And that's like the narrative that everyone would need to understand to make this coin go to hundreds of millions of dollars. And so that's how you can basically find coins with strong narratives and get in early. And you have to understand the narratives, because the narratives are the things that go and make people buy here and send the coin all the way up here. There has to be a strong narrative why someone would buy here, why someone would buy here, why someone would buy here. If there's no narrative, if there's no catalyst to push people to buy after you, and you can't see why someone would buy higher than you, then you are probably buying the top. Obviously, I'm going to be leaving this trade open. I'll make another video later in the week going over how this trade ended up playing out. But right now, 3.5K in profit, and obviously around 30K in the other wallet. We do have some other trades open as well still on Abstract, which I don't really want to get into too much on this video because I talk about it quite a bit, but I do still have my Billy Bets trade open. I do still have my Newt trade open, which I do think this is probably around the bottom at like 14, 15 mil. Happy to bid some more there. And I do think that Appster is going to be the winner and they are the face. And this is a $100 million meme as well for this cycle. Now, overall market is looking super bullish, and Bitcoin's at 110,000, literally a couple of thousand or two away from all-time highs. Ethereum, 2,600. Solana, Hyperliquid, insane strength. Sui, insane strength. AVAX, Sleeper, Render looks fucking good. Aave looks good. BitTensor looks good. Everything looks honestly quite good in this market right now. And now is the time to trench and find the home run plays where you can turn 10K into 100K. And in this type of market, when things get really hot, as much as you hate for people to say it, and I hate it too, it's not that hard if you can find a good narrative and size into it and exit at the right time, which I'll be walking you guys through in other videos as well. So appreciate you guys following along and watching this video. And if you found this valuable, then just drop a like, subscribe, comment. And if you want to trade with me one-on-one, then you can get these calls early by joining the Discord down below. Appreciate you guys, and cheers.